This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Giannis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Hannah Green, Noralia, Geof Searles, Erik Reed, Greysin Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, Laura Lewis, and Helena Jacobsen. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Alex, Malaska, and Carla to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, truly appreciate it and could not do this without you. In this episode, we are talking about chapters 16 and maybe, if we get there, chapter 17 of Towers of Midnight.
Yeah, chapter 16 is Shanna'har, and chapter 17 is Partings and a Meeting. Before we get into that.
17 partings.
17 partings.
No, wait. Chapter 17 is called Partings and a Meeting.
Yeah.
I was trying to count how many. I read. Okay. Hold on. No. Listen, when you listen to an audiobook in the car, there's a screen that shows what you're listening to, and all I saw was 17 partings and a meeting, and I thought that was the chapter.
And you were trying to count.
I was like, oh, 17 people left?
Okay, we have someone to introduce here because she has a shocked look on her face.
I'm
what
so
the heck?
obsessed with this. There were only 13 partings. None of this makes sense.
Where
Sanderson can't count. What is this horse shit?
Oh my god, that makes so much more sense.
Okay.
I can't. Partings and
There's like
meetings.
max
That's
like
way
2.
better. That's way better. Oh my god, I can't.
Okay. We good?
We got a guest.
Okay.
In person, in studio.
In studio. It's very exciting because she came all the way up from
if you can
lower
call
in the
this
province.
a studio.
Oh,
Right.
we're calling it a studio.
Good.
Studio.
Okay, Delusions of Graendal is here with us,
Mm-hmm.
who is a resident of our fair province and has ventured all the way up to E-Town. And so we thought, why not? Why not come in person?
Why not? Why not do this song and dance on a wild Sunday evening?
Right. It's a party.
Well, for most of us, we don't work tomorrow.
That's true.
It's a long weekend.
Yeah. And we say most of it is like you guys don't.
I actually don't know if I do or not. I just decided I
You're just
wasn't.
not going to be.
Just
Good
not
thinking.
there.
Oh
Good
no,
thinking.
look what happened by accident. I'm in the wrong city.
I think,
Yeah.
I think my assistant was like, "Are you coming in?" Just didn't respond.
That's the way
That
to do
would
it.
be a no. Yeah. I'm not in.
Can I schedule you for meetings?
You know, this is a podcast. They can't see what you just
They
did.
can't see me too.
Oh, yeah.
See no evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh wait,
Okay.
is this audio?
It's audio.
Audio.
Oh, it's
It's a
audio only.
podcast.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we do something around here called a fun fact. That's how we usually start
Right.
things off.
Okay.
Brett,
Okay.
what do you got for us?
So I'm concerned now because I don't know if we're going to make it through 2 chapters worth of stuff here.
Fair.
And my fun fact is about the second chapter because
Oh.
we get to...
I would be concerned too if I were you.
Yeah, well, we're doing this because it's the only thing I've prepared.
Okay. Go ahead.
We get to see Matt go back to his roots pulling pranks.
Yeah.
And we love
It's
it.
cute.
Sprinkle
charming.
wart. Okay.
Classic.
It'll turn your mouth blue.
Okay.
Bluer than a blue raspberry slush puppy.
So, what?
That turns your mouth so blue.
So blue.
Okay.
So blue. So blue.
Here's the thing. In the chapter, it's called Sprinkle Wart, and it turns your mouth blue. It's hilarious. We've already seen Blue Wart in this series, and also Blue Goat Flowers and Blue Spine, but this is Sprinkle Wart, which turns your mouth blue. But apparently, it might have a parallel in the real world.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so this
Tell
is from
me more.
Linda.
The 13th Depository?
13th Depository.
I love going to the 13th Depository.
That's a good one.
Do it.
Whole bunch of stuff on plants. So we don't know exactly which part of the plant Matt used, or if he sprinkled the juice or the powder. I don't know much about plants, but that's okay.
Yeah,
So-
juice and powder aren't usually words I use to describe plants.
Powder of the plant. ground up or something.
Okay, go on.
Anyways, the
Porter and
closest
Messel, you
parallel would be an herb called woad, W-O-A-D, and the leaves of woad are fermented to make a blue dye, and the fresh juice will actually stain you, and apparently even just gathering the leaves is enough to leave a lasting blue stain on your hands. So just like Matt is expecting Jolene to have a dyed blue mouth.
Okay, so WatCon is in July.
Yeah.
We've got
How many months
9 months to get
some of-
woad.
To get woad.
Okay, well...
So we can prank everybody.
Everybody.
I'm
And
gonna-
Danny bakes bread.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna...
With woad.
Before we go pranking people with woad, I'm gonna finish my fun fact.
Okay,
Oh,
go
it's
ahead.
poison.
It's not done yet.
And
It goes on.
It's
and
good for
on
inks and dyes, but
and
also
on.
apparently it can be
Murder.
used to close wounds because it's very astringent, which means it causes the contraction of skin cells and body tissues. And apparently it's not great for dyeing your skin because it's caustic and corrosive and can cause scarring.
Okay, so we
Oh,
shouldn't
no.
prank anyone.
Just a couple mouth scars.
Yeah. Okay.
So we
Whoops.
shouldn't prank.
Ooh, I got tattooed at WatCon.
Exactly. Okay.
You know what? I would get tattooed at WatCon. We got tattooed at JordanCon.
Yeah, I'd do it again. Okay.
It's time.
It's time.
With woad.
With also,
The woad less traveled.
also, oh, good one.
God,
Okay.
terrible.
Also,
All right.
purple cabbage.
Is there something about purple cabbage that you know that we don't?
Yeah, when it's soaked in water, it turns blue. And you can use it as a
Okay.
litmus test.
Litman or litmus?
Litmus. What did I say?
Litman.
Who's Litman? And what is he
Litmans?
testing?
It's litmus.
It's litmus.
Okay, you know what I mean.
I
God.
didn't.
Littman, Spider-Man's friend.
For
Loves
chemistry,
books.
For chemistry purposes.
Right,
Anyway.
okay. Okay.
You guys, never
All right.
mind. Get out of my house.
This is why we don't have guests.
This
Is
is
this
why I
why?
don't come to Edmonton.
E-Town.
Oh, sorry. Apologies.
Right.
No, just does
Okay.
anyone call
We
it
do
that?
have a parent chapter to talk about
I
here,
saw
guys. Come
Brett's
on.
look. in
I'm
his
trying
eyes
to
when I
delay as
said-
long as possible.
Yeah, me too. Except, can I level with you for a moment? I didn't hate this chapter.
Okay. That's good.
I, in fact, kind of liked it.
It's sweet, right?
And I'm a little annoyed because I liked it.
Because it's Perrin
And Fail.
and File. Okay.
And has their relationship matured, or is it just me?
I think they may have moved on from Britney Spears' Toxic.
They
maybe.
really have.
Yeah.
They really, really have.
All that time with Roland
Okay.
that
just really
time.
made her appreciate.
There's
And
something
also
about
she had.
barreling.
if you love it and you let it go, something, right? Then it comes back and you love it more, right? Is that the...
Yeah,
Something like
women
that.
are like dogs for sure.
You just keep
You
them
just-
on a short...
just-
What?
Just get them off leash for a bit, and then bring them back, and it's better.
Take them to the park and...
Yeah.
So chapter 16 is called Shanna'har, and my role here will be to stop whatever this is. And our chapter symbol is a blacksmith puzzle.
Yeah, because he's figured it out. That was the whole thing. He's got to figure out
He
the
has
puzzle.
figured nothing out. Fail has figured everything out. Let's give all the credit to Fail and no credit to Perrin.
Yeah, she really
Please.
is.
Yes,
Please.
that's how I actually live my life day to day.
Please. Because Perrin, no.
She's pushing this story forward.
Okay.
Fail showed up.
She really did. Yeah. So, Fail perspective, that's where we're entering. Fail is walking through the camp, and we get a bit of an update on the White Cloak situation. And
Yes.
Galad still doesn't know Morgaze is there, and we still don't know Morgaze is the Queen of
Who
Andor.
needs a timeline?
Yeah.
No.
Ugh.
We have
and
like
who
a-
needs any kind of reveal about anything that's been ongoing for 1,000,000 years? I keep waiting for Perrin to find out that Morgaze is Morgaze, and we still don't fucking know.
Yeah, the problem here is
Will
that...
we ever know?
I don't know, honestly, at this point.
No. So Perrin is pushing for more formal meetings, but the White Cloaks are just sending letters back being like, now we got to fight this one out.
They really want to fight.
If we had a formal meeting, we could have another opportunity to see Morgaze, but that's not really happening here. So,
You know, in terms of time lapse and timeline,
Yeah.
we know that Tam, when he gets to Rand, at some point, knows that Magdin is Morgaze.
right.
Why did that happen off screen? I'm so annoyed.
Yeah.
Are
okay.
we ever going to see it play out where we find out that she's Morghese? I hope so, but it's really not seeming likely.
Is your madness gathering?
It's oh my gosh. It
We are
certainly
past
is.
that.
I know. Well, then are we?
We're halfway.
Are we?
Seriously. It's annoying. Okay, but where are we here? What's going on?
Yeah, that's it. Fael's walking through the camp and she sees barrel insection. She's gonna have to deal with that at some
And
point.
she's like, oh yeah, those rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. I do have a big thing to mention though, because as she's walking through the camp, we get like a
Oh.
bit of an update, and she notices that there's a tempest of confusion
Oh,
happening here.
we've been noting the word
The amount
tempest.
of times tempest comes up. It's a used word.
Now, did you
By
play?
whom?
Did you play in the band in junior high?
The band.
I was forced to play the flute,
I
even
mean,
though
I play the flute.
I tried to quit. And
Did you play
I got
the
called-
Tempest?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Everybody
I
remembers.
got called
so
to the
you must have not
principal's office when I tried to quit. And the one redeeming quality they could find about me, the reason I needed to stay in the band was because I was loud.
You know, that's the thing that
That's-
they say with the flute, right?
that's
Is
what
the
they-
loudness.
The
is what-
loudest.
it's
the
the
volume.
beautiful part
You
of it.
got a lot of hot wind, lady. You got a lot of hot wind to blow. A lot of hot air.
A lot of hot air. And Bill Clinton played the sax, so I should stay in the band.
What does
and
that have to do with
play
anything?
the flute? you can understand how my debate skills were honed.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
also quit the band, but
Okay.
not until grade 11.
And she asked you to quit.
Not really.
It
Not.
was a reverse situation.
It was a situation where
It'd be better
we'd
if you
be
weren't here
playing,
anymore.
and then the teacher would stop the whole band and be like, "Okay, just the flutes," and then I would on purpose not play, and I would just
Tootle
finger
about.
along to because
Yeah.
Robert Jordan
As
would
you
love
do.
it.
a strong fingering.
Loves a strong finger. I would finger along, and then she'd be like, no, okay, it sounds good, and we'd keep going. And then for the midterm exam, you had to go individually to play a part of the music. And so I showed up for my exam with my music book and my flute, and I handed it to her. And she was like, this makes sense, yes.
A+.
I
Yeah.
believe,
Yeah.
yes. Good call dropping this. And I was like, mm-hmm. So that's my quitting flute story.
It's a great
Okay.
story.
I'm gonna relate this back
You're
to
gonna
the
come
Wheel
back
of
to the
Time.
Tempest?
Okay.
Just as
Oh,
you
the
are
Tempest.
reminiscing about your past,
So you
Fael
was Fael?
Fael is also reminiscing about her past and how much she's grown as a person. So
And
I
you know
think-
what? I actually agree with her.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get our characters being introspective about themselves, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Close, but no cigar. But no, I actually agree. I think that she has come quite a long way since that girl escaping
Since
Saldea.
Mandarb.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, we're starting. This is the moment. Like I struggle with Sanderson quite a bit. This book in particular.
Interesting.
But Fael,
Yeah.
this I will give him a lot of credit for how
Okay.
he writes Fael.
Okay.
I really, really started to fall in love with her
Yeah.
around.
I
these
know.
moments.
I was surprised that I like her right now.
a lot.
It was surprising to read this and be like,
Yeah.
that was good,
Okay.
you know?
No, it's positive. And she
Yeah.
thinks like, oh, you know, all those things that happened in the past too.
And
how
all
I
those
treated
things
parent in the past, that was bad.
and all those things my mom said were
Those
actually
were good.
right.
Oh man, who knew your mom was right?
Ugh, I hate that.
Hate it. It's the worst.
Except it's goddamn Dira, so we will show some respect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we're
Okay.
not gonna tell her.
No,
Because-
never.
Yeah.
No,
Why
no.
would you communicate that?
No.
You
In
know
my Wheel
what?
of Time.
There's only so much good communication that can happen in one chapter.
Yeah.
Don't expect too much here.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay,
expect too much.
pushing this along.
Okay.
We are gonna get up to the quartermaster, Bavin, the scoundrel.
Bav.
For we all remember what
I have
happens here.
actually no idea. Oh, is that the guy who's fudging the numbers?
Yeah.
And she like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's
okay.
like she's
so,
using the stuff that her mom taught her.
so she's
It's again.
aptly
Yeah.
She's
Being a
putting
leader.
some stuff
Yeah.
together.
And
Yeah.
she's like, oh man, all these things that I never thought I was going to have to use, it turns out I'm using them all the time now.
Yeah, and she's like, look at all these crazy coincidences that
Yeah.
I've noted. And he's like, oh, shit.
So you notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is pretty funny too because she's like, okay, because she doesn't actually call him out on anything specifically. She's just like, oh, crazy coincidence of all these wrong numbers, whatever. And then she says, okay, but don't let my husband find out about this.
Because he's so angry
he
all
would
the
become
time.
enraged, and you know how he is when he's enraged, and everyone's like, mm-hmm.
When that boy gets sniffy,
Man,
Yeah.
he gets...
someone gets whippy.
And he gets so crazy.
Which is kind of funny, though, because like we have this thing with our characters, like Rand thinks that Rand is doing good when he's not doing good, right? He's like, oh, I was able to cover up my crazy maniacal laughter, and everyone's like, what's happening?
Dude, what are you doing to your ear?
Yeah.
And then Perrin is the same way, where he sometimes thinks he's not as like enraged as he actually comes
is.
across to other people. So I just imagine that Perrin thinks he's like down here,
Yeah.
when in reality
Keeping
he's
a
like,
low profile,
he is up
meanwhile
here.
he's like rearing
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Wolf,
you were
actually, not bear.
right.
How dare
Oh,
you?
is Perrin not the bear boy?
No.
Bear boy.
Oh,
Don't. Don't you even bring bears into this. Rude.
I can get on board. I just say.
Perrin is absolutely a bear.
Yeah, I know. But like,
Wait, is that a okay? Okay.
Audio only.
okay. We are going to move on because that's the end of our Fael perspective.
I didn't get to make my if you mess with the bull, like young.
You
young
get the
bull.
horns.
Mm-hmm. I was
Do
gonna
it-
make
do it now. Do it now.
If you
Well,
mess
that-
with the young bull,
You get the horns.
that's the joke.
That's a good joke.
Okay.
Can you explain it though? Because then it's funnier.
Right. You see, in the Wolf Dream, Perrin is young bull.
Ah!
Yeah.
And that's
there's
a quote
there's
from a
common
movie
saying, a bull will gore you to death if you
With
mess
it-
with it.
with its horns.
So with its horns.
Everyone knows that fun saying. Bull will bore you to death.
Gore.
Sorry, Perrin will bore you to death.
Oh, yeah, that's actually what I was thinking.
That's good.
That's what everyone
Well,
says.
really,
Okay,
that's really
okay.
what I was thinking too. Well, good news. We're going to enter a Perrin perspective.
Right,
Thank
that was
fuck.
it. That was it.
Okay.
Oh, okay, but we end the Fael perspective because she's like, okay, it's time to go meet Perrin because there's a thing happening tonight.
There's a thing.
There's a thing.
And I'm like, oh man,
It's
what's
the thing that's happening tonight.
It's a picnic.
Right.
a
Spoiler
picnic
alert.
basket.
Spoiler alert.
Hey, Perrin.
Look at that lovely thing.
This episode is
Do I have a
unhinged.
picnic basket
Can I-
for you?
Okay. Perspective change. We're doing this.
Okay, so Perrin is just as confused as the rest of us.
Right.
He's like, what am I doing on this weird hillside? And why did Fael ask to meet me here? This is so weird. And why is she coming up here in like fancy
it's
clothes?
Also so funny because Perrin thinks she smelled excited because he smells stuff. She smells
moods.
excited
Yeah, we
about
get
what's
it.
happening
We know.
tonight.
We know Perrin.
And he's like, I didn't ask her about it because you know those ladies love their secrets. It's such a funny line.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's why he didn't ask her. He
You
didn't
know
question her
those
about it.
ladies.
Yeah.
And again, like, tell me it's Sanderson writing without telling me it's Sanderson.
Oh,
You
man.
see, it's funnier when you explain the
It's
joke.
good.
Yeah.
Women, am I right?
Oh man.
So complex.
Wives, right? Okay.
Gosh.
Okay, and then he gets.
Anyway, okay.
She's
Okay, no,
got
no.
the soap.
I know. There's so much here. We should use words to
Okay.
explain it. So,
Not just sounds?
Okay.
not just sounds.
And not just laughing.
Okay, so Fael comes up. She's wearing really fancy clothes, and he's like, "Oh man,
And the soap.
what's going on here?"
She smells clean.
She smells clean. This must be special.
Right?
No wonder Perrin's so good with women.
And Perrin is gonna spoil the mood by being Eeyore
Right.
and saying, "It's all my fault. The people got captured. I'm a big failure."
Yeah.
we know.
And Fael's like, "What? No." What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
She does a lot of heavy lifting in this chapter to
Yeah.
keep the mood going.
That's why we're praising Fael.
He puts his foot in his mouth so many times, like
Idiot.
over and over again, because he keeps going on the whole like Two Rivers thing too. Because he's like, last time with the Two Rivers, I was totally gonna give myself up to save the people, but this time I knew I wasn't gonna do that. She's like, yeah,
Right.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
called
just-
growth.
We've
Don't
been
just-
over this, idiot.
Just because they threaten you
Yeah.
doesn't mean you have to give yourself up
Remember
immediately.
when that happened 8 books ago? And then we grew from there?
Right.
Move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to do things differently in a different situation. Turns
a year
out.
later, it's fine.
Turns out that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fael's a good point because she's like, literally don't negotiate with the terrorists because if you give them everything, they're going to keep doing it.
Right.
Don't just give up everything.
Don't do it.
Right.
And then finally, Fael tells Perrin to stop brooding about because she has a plan for this evening.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
Well, definitely that. But first, we're going to have a picnic.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
One must have oysters first.
Ham, actually. Big ol'
So,
ham.
You know
Ham
what?
and
Okay.
barley.
No.
That's what we eat here.
Nothing triggers libido like
More like
ham
ham
and barley.
You know what? Fael's into it though. Like, don't tell me that she's not because she likes when he rips into all the meats.
Yeah,
and
she
stuff.
really does,
She
actually.
digs it.
does
She
like-
It's
told
not even
him a
ham,
long
it's a live pig.
It could be, and she would be because a long time ago she said, you know, you're my wolf king, right? She's into that.
Anyway, turns out this is for their first year wedding anniversary.
Right. Okay.
And in Saldea, it's called Shanna'har. Shanna'har.
You say it like a natural borderlander.
I don't say anything like a natural
It is called
anything.
Shanna'har.
I actually tried to look up to see if there's any
Yeah.
like real world inspirations for the word for anniversary. Maybe I thought like,
Yeah.
another language, maybe anniversary, something like. I looked at like 130 languages, and this is like there's nothing.
Did you look in the companion?
I did nothing,
Nothing.
and I looked on the internet, nothing,
There was nothing on
Origins?
nothing,
the Yeah, Origins?
nothing.
Michael?
I couldn't find anything.
We'll call him up.
Yeah, yeah.
You owe me for the
Anyways.
bauble.
He does.
Explain this.
If nothing else, this.
Shanna'har.
Yeah, Shanna'har.
Okay.
It kind of is anniversary in a weird way.
Yeah, explain that to me.
Well, when you're
Anna,
a bottle and a half deep.
A-N-N-A, anniversary.
Anna.
Shanna'versary.
Okay.
Have a shiver.
Okay. Getting over that hump.
And
of
it
the
has an
weirdest-
apostrophe and a weird H, so it's definitely in a fantasy book.
That's true. Okay. It's actually really sweet though, because we're making fun of it.
It's really cute.
It's
okay.
adorable. It's adorable.
It's romantic.
So they do it in Saldea.
Romantic as heck.
Fael
She
is
thought
sharing part
she-
of her culture.
Exactly.
A different form of communication. Wow, what growth.
You know what? There's a little hidden strategy that you can use if you are married to someone from a different culture. Because if they're like, you forgot our anniversary, because that's what Fael thought Perrin forgot, the anniversary. And
Okay.
he can just be like, different culture. We don't do that. It's a perfect excuse.
Not in the two ribs.
I mean,
Yeah.
actually, it is a perfect excuse. If you marry someone from a completely different culture than
and
your
you
own.
and you don't know anything about their culture.
Yeah. You should
Perfect.
probably
Perfect
know
excuse.
things
we
about...
actually celebrate a year and a day.
Yeah, it's actually
what we do.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
You're wrong.
Get
It's
ready.
not today.
It's back-to-back picnic season.
See, Brett, what I would say to you is we grew up in the same culture, and that doesn't fly,
Doesn't
actually.
work.
Yeah.
Are we going to say Winnipeg has culture?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know. No, there's all sorts of different
I'll
cultures
let you
in
know
Winnipeg.
that Winnipeg got a poutineery like 7 to 12 years ago.
Oh, way longer than that.
Well, no, like the poutine.
Do you know how old we are? Did
20
you
to 30 years ago.
like, it was 20 years ago.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, that's not how time works.
Okay.
Like, for sure, at least 17 years ago.
So it has culture.
17 partings.
It has poutineries.
Yeah, see? It all
Okay.
comes back.
Okay. Anyways, back to why it's very
First
sweet.
year
They are
anniversary.
sharing culture, but also Fael realized they don't do that, so she tried to incorporate some of the Two Rivers stuff. So she asks Tam,
So sweet.
and Tam says, hey, something that me and Carrie did was we would bundle up all the food and go for a picnic, and it's beautiful. I
Look
love
at
it.
her communicating in the
I
background
love it.
with other people.
I love it.
Finding shit out.
And like doing stuff for Perrin.
And also,
Getting into his culture.
how
incorporating.
great is Tam? Let's talk about Tam.
Oh my god, let's talk about Tam and
Tam's so
Carrie.
great.
Nah, I can't.
Because, like, who cares about Perrin and Fael?
Don't care.
No one-
But
That's
Tam.
the story I want to hear.
Right.
Give me that in the
Give
prequel.
me that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Tam,
very sweet.
Tam and Carrie picnics.
Oh
That's
my
what I
god,
want.
talk about true love.
Right?
Hell yeah.
That's what I aspire to be.
Tam?
Yeah.
Okay,
And Carrie.
I'm okay with that.
That relationship.
Yeah.
Do you want me to send you a picnic basket?
Kind of. I love picnics. It's not even about the picnic, guys.
Brett, take some notes.
Yeah.
Picnic
Fast.
once per year. Check.
Set for life.
Easy.
Happy wife, happy life.
Easy.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, so this picnic is more about Two Rivers traditions while also celebrating their 1-year wedding anniversary.
Very sweet.
It's
That's
very
going to happen
nice.
soon. They're almost at that point. So this is when Perrin starts ripping into the meat, the ham,
The barley.
the barley, as it is.
Uh-huh.
So we have to have a little conversation here. We got to share feelings.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Right.
It ends up being so raw and so real and so perfect that I'm almost mad at it.
It's nice because they communicate.
It's nice because they
It's-
communicate and
Yeah.
they actually make time and space, and it's shown on page for
I
them making time and
almost-
space for them to clear the rubble of the lack of communication, where everything is not just based on Perrin's sense of smell
Right.
Right.
and assumptions. So he
Ooh.
is growing a little bit. He's not just assuming, he is sharing. And there's
Right.
trust. It's like really building that foundation of trust in their relationship that has been lacking
Yeah.
for many books
Yeah.
that we saw
All
a
the
glimpse
books.
of.
All the
A
books.
glimpse of
Yeah.
in Shadow Rising, right?
Yeah.
Like the
Right.
trust, like the like my favorite Perrin scene where his family dies. It's so great,
Love it. Love
so
it.
fun.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
It's
I know what
Brett's
you're talking about.
favorite chapter.
it's
Yeah.
a great chapter. But like he the
Homecoming.
trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so good. But like that, and we haven't seen a lot of those raw moments between the two of them, and this is really beautiful.
They're
Yeah.
so busy. So
It
busy.
is. It's almost unbelievable in these books. I almost don't buy it.
Yeah.
It almost took me out of
This
reading a Wheel of Time book.
this is a scene Robert Jordan did not write. Is my assumption when I read this.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it might take you up, but also Perrin puts his foot in his mouth enough times that you're like, okay, I can see that. Like,
Yeah.
again, Fael is doing a lot of the legwork because we do
all
have
of it, actually.
We've
Yeah.
got the Perrin telling all the terrible things that he had to do to save Fael. Oh, there's a thing about an axe and a hand, and I wasn't washing my body and things like that. So, anyways,
there
Oh,
were
yeah.
so many
that's
knots.
So many things.
that's the problem because Fael tells Perrin, "Hey, you actually did a great job in
And-
leadership and getting everyone to do things they're supposed to do and not letting everyone like break
Yeah,
apart."
Fael is super reasonable
Yeah.
about all of it. And Perrin's like, no, you don't understand. I have a weakness.
I do,
Yeah,
and it's like,
And
dude, your
she's like,
weakness is
yeah,
you're.
everyone does, turns out.
It's like his weakness is he gets unhappy when people kidnap his wife, and it's like everybody should have that as a weakness, generally speaking.
Hope so.
And if it's not, then we have a bigger problem.
Probably.
Probably.
But then she goes on to explain that no person is without faults.
Yeah.
And even great leaders who are wonderful at being leaders,
And she like lists them.
she lists them off and has real life examples
Yeah.
that really shut Perrin up.
I do like, because then he's like, interesting.
Good concept.
Weaknesses. He's like chewing on his ham and like actually considering that people might have weaknesses.
Uh-huh.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is definitely one of the moments where I think Sanderson has said that he really relates with Perrin.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like you can see, like, maybe this was a conversation between Brandon and his wife. We
Maybe.
don't know.
Who's
Maybe.
to say?
But there is a lot, I think, of the authorial relationship bleeding into this text here.
That makes
Yeah.
Help
sense.
pave the
Yeah.
waters. That's just like the way I read these things, because I'm
Yeah.
looking at this like, this is not the man I've spent
But
Yeah.
this next
decades with.
part, my favorite foot and mouth part with
Hit it.
Perrin is the next one here. Because
Is
then,
it where Fael starts to talk and then Perrin's like, but, and she's like, shut it. I listen to your story.
No.
Listen to mine.
No,
Oh.
not even that part.
Oh.
It's right before that part where she says, you did a great job leading the people of the camp. And he says, no, that was mostly Barrelane. I swear, there was a point when I was so dirty that she probably would have bathed me herself. And then File's like,
File's
that
like,
would be bad.
Shut
That would
it,
be
you
bad. It's
stupid
like,
idiot.
when you're having a romantic picnic, don't bring up the other woman.
Who everyone thinks you fucked while I was kidnapped.
Right.
I love it.
Don't do that, Perrin. Don't even bring. You don't have to.
You know what?
mention
That
her.
brings us back into the Wheel of Time
It's
story.
Now we're
more.
here.
It's more
Now we're here.
realistic. You're like, yeah, Perrin. That's our boy right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That wouldn't help the rumors.
No.
That's my favorite. I wrote it down. That's what she says. That's what she says.
And again, that's the heavy lifting we're talking about. File is pushing through.
She
pushing
has to
through.
cut Perrin off.
We are
and be
going
like,
to bird box this moment and storm ahead.
We are getting through tonight.
Yeah, and then she's like, I will deal with Barrel Lane.
Yeah.
Don't talk about this anymore.
Don't say her name.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah.
Also, we got to figure out a plan to get your banners up again. And he's like, no, I hate those banners. They're stupid and I wish they would die.
Yeah.
She's like,
Dude,
Perrin,
it's a flag.
Perrin.
We need the banners.
Yeah, we need them.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is the part where Fail, it's her turn to talk. And then he tries to
Well, they
you don't
do
have
a
to do
whole
it.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, they do it back and forth. It's cute.
Yeah.
But he also thinks that she's holding back something. He figured it out.
I don't think he figured it out.
Well, no, he says probably something
No.
with the brotherless.
It's giving
says
Perrin
that.
a lot of
He
credit.
says he's not bringing it up though. He's not going to talk about it. So
No.
that's a win.
I didn't get that feeling.
He literally says that it's something with the brotherless who captured her.
Yeah.
He thinks maybe she had feelings for him and
Okay.
doesn't want me to feel bad about killing him.
Okay.
Like he has those thoughts.
Okay, maybe.
I didn't make that part. up.
That's why we have the puzzle piece at the beginning of the chapter.
Yeah.
The chapter icon. 'Cause he's putting it together.
Blacksmith's puzzle.
But he's gonna move
Have
past.
you ever done a blacksmith's puzzle?
No, I am not a puzzle puppy.
It's not even a real puzzle. It's just a bunch of freaking chains all together. You got to get the thing off the thing.
That's what a puzzle. That's the puzzle part of it.
Yeah.
That's the puzzling.
It's hard.
It's the puzzle part. Okay. All right.
Don't like them.
Good job, everybody.
I'm gonna buy you one.
Do not.
Okay. Are we going to end this?
Yeah.
The awkwardness is gone. We did
Yeah.
it. We fixed our relationship.
You know what?
Huzzah!
For everything negative that we just had to say about all of that, I really enjoyed it.
It's a sweet chapter. It's like a little...
so nice, and it is so sweet to just have Fail be this competent person and like a constant for Perrin, pushing him through this horrible time.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Okay.
And it seems so out of series.
Are
for
we
me.
at all worried that
Totally.
this is like the nice fixing of the relationship before like one of them dies?
Oh my
We're
god.
in the middle of a conflict here.
What the hell?
We're in the middle of a White Claw conflict. Like we're not at all worried
What
about...
the
I
heck?
thought we weren't doing spoilers on this
I'm just saying,
podcast.
what if someone dies immediately? They just made up. This is what happens in movies all the time. It's they
no.
make up
I
right
wish
before,
you wouldn't say such
and then boom,
stupid
something
things.
bad happens.
God, you say such stupid things
You
all
don't
the time.
You're not even worried.
No.
Okay, all right, fine. You want to know what really grinds my gears?
What?
Okay, so in the audiobook, when
Tell me
Perrin
what grinds your
and or
gears.
File is recapping the story about what happened,
Yeah.
the town/city of Shanna'har is mentioned.
Yes.
And in the audiobook, it's still called So Harbor. And it's not So Harbor. It's So Habor.
Haba.
Habor.
Abba.
Not
It's
Haba.
Haba. It's
Haba.
It's pronounced Haba.
Not Haba.
It's Habur.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, that's when Perrin's like, I left some ghost people,
Oh, yeah, he does say
and that made me
He had
feel
to
sad.
leave people
Forgot
behind.
about the ghost.
It's the ghost town. It's So Harbor.
The ghost town, man, that's poor town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And she was like, what do you think you could have done more with that?
No time for that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff. Lots of recap.
A lot of recap.
And
a lot
then
of
you
growth.
really recognize how much they've missed of each other's journeys at this point.
Right.
And so, yeah, a sit-down conversation is very important and very mature. So, Bail gets a gold star.
Okay, good for her. All right.
Yeah. No, I love these moments. And it's part of the reason why on rereads, and if my opinion is there is no slog.
That's Brett's stance too.
I'm sure it feels different, but like in my mind, it was while we were waiting for the books to come out, while we were waiting to know where the story was going, it felt sloggy. But now in hindsight and on rereads, it's like just being able to spend moments with those characters from Path of Daggers up to Knife of Dreams. Really, those are like the 3 books that I know a lot of people struggle with the most. But like just being able to have those day-to-day moments, the small stuff like Elaine and Andor.
You know what? I had so much fun doing the Elaine
because
and Andor.
We really did. Like even when we did Crossroads of Twilight,
I've never picked apart the houses and what's happening as much as I did for the podcast.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Just spending that time with them, and like Perrin and Fael didn't really get that treatment through the slog because they were separated.
Yeah.
And so like this is a nice moment where like I just love living in their world and like living within relationships where you see those like relationships building, like Elaine and Avienda through the slog. Brilliant. Beautiful.
Yeah.
More of that. Talk about dresses and like boobs more.
Yeah, except no first sister ceremony. I hated that so much.
We won't call it that.
Okay, cool.
I have given suck gives me nightmares.
Ugh.
That phrase is just needs to be
bad. It's bad.
Obliterated. But this moment, like with Perrin and Fael just sitting down, does it move the plot forward?
For them, yes.
It moves their relationship forward.
Which
it's
in turn,
it's gorgeous.
Because right now the plot is at a standstill with the two of them because there's no communication and because neither of them know what each other's thinking or about to do, or like even Fael going and killing Massima. She never shared that with Perrin, which is wild. Run that one by? And then with Perrin going off to meet with the White Cloaks.
Yeah.
And not informing Fael. Like, that's bad in terms of
like
their relationship.
Structural stuff and to a relationship.
To move forward as a couple in this plot line, I think this actually does take them a step forward and move the plot forward.
You got to communicate.
It's almost like the therapy Aja is like floating in the background. Just like waiting for Shanna'har.
Right.
Communication.
Yep.
And soap.
You know what?
Keys to a healthy relationship. There you go, people. We did it. All right. Hey, tell me I'm wrong.
No, it's so good.
Okay. Coming up on the Wheel Weaves shop, soap.
You know what?
Why it's important? Where to buy it?
I accidentally got into the TikTok soap makers algorithm.
Oh, yeah. You watch so much soap making.
I love watching
The time is now. Wheel Weave soap. We fix your relationship.
Artisan soap. I love watching it. I love it. I don't buy it, but I love watching
Not
it.
yet.
Not yet.
I want to, though.
Now it's time to make it.
It's quite expensive. It's people put a lot of hard work into that.
Tell you what,
and I'm not prepared to spend that kind of money on a bar.
I'll send you some Dove that I've hammered some flowers into.
Just that's like shattered.
That's a whole different side of TikTok, I think. Okay, now that is the end of this chapter. We did it.
Okay,
we made it through in a reasonable amount of time.
Okay,
and I think we're gonna move on to chapter 17.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
All
okay,
right.
But before we do that, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, music.
Like the
is it gonna
hockey night in Canada?
Is it gonna stop? Or okay,
is that what lives in the back?
Maybe.
Okay, so now we're back after a quick break.
So fast. Yeah.
It was like no time even passed at all. Definitely not a full hour.
No, it's fine.
What would we have done in an hour? Certainly not sit and make diabetes jokes.
Not
I would
even
never.
One. Okay.
So now
you got to start us off here.
We're into 17 partings and a meeting.
Okay.
At least that's what my notes say.
And Delusions and I, we've counted, and I think we can get us
to 17.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I went to the audiobook to be like, why did my brain do that? And
it makes sense.
It really, it doesn't even say chapter.
It does say 17 partings and a meeting.
In front of all of the chapters, 16, Shanna'har, it doesn't even say chapter. 15, use a pebble. 17 partings and a meeting.
That's true.
I really thought the chapter title was 17 partings and a meeting.
So we're going to count out 17
You're
partings.
not wrong. You will not be wrong this day.
And it kind of felt that way.
Yeah.
I would have had way more questions. I wasn't even going to say anything about it. I was like, I
Yeah.
assume it's 17 because it's a
pretty
lot.
close. Okay, so let's get into it.
I would be more confused if there was like one person, you know?
Single parting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll count them after.
Okay.
Let's do it after. Okay.
Okay,
Go.
we got to start. Chapter symbol is the lion because we spend some of this chapter with Elaine.
Debatably even more. More with Elaine than with Matt.
Definitely more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to enter in Matt's perspective. And here's the thing. I thought the meeting would be Matt's meeting with Elaine, and I was excited.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
that would have been fun.
It would have been, and it's
that
not
would have been
that.
nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't that.
No.
No.
There's so much that has to happen before that happens.
Oh, God, it's so annoying.
Right? Okay. So it is, in fact, the morning after the Golem attack.
Whew.
And Matt's doing this thing where he's randomly choosing where to sleep. And last night, he decided to sleep. Well, no.
Under a wagon.
The dice decided to make him sleep under one of Eludra's wagons.
Which is great because Perrin has slept under a wagon.
Matt, now?
Matt now has slept under a wagon. Great.
I don't know if Rand has,
Great.
but
Well, I like to think that on Rand and Matt's adventures back in Eye of the World,
maybe.
like, a wagon or two would have been slumbered under.
Sure.
Sure.
Like they're all wagoneers.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And now, for the record, I need to put my new prediction on the record.
Forward.
Okay, which prediction?
So, in our Q&A last night,
You're going to do that now.
I'm going to do it now because we're
Okay.
just talking about the Golem attack.
Sure, yeah.
And yesterday, I made this prediction that I have to get out there
Okay.
to the world.
Yeah.
It's an important prediction.
Get it out there.
I need to. So, my prediction is that Matt will end up killing the Golem
Right.
with the medallion.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's going to break the medallion's power
I love it.
to do so.
You know what? I loved it yesterday during the Q&A, and I love it again today. So it's like the sacrifice
It's going to be.
is to kill the Golem.
Yes.
We need to sacrifice the
Yeah,
medallion.
I mean, it feels obvious.
It's great. Yeah. It makes sense. It's kind of like
Goodbye.
the counterbalance to the, you know,
Goodbye to Foxhead.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
get a...
And do we even really need it?
Yes.
I mean, like,
Is this mic on?
Who
yes.
throws a shoe?
Yes, we do
honestly.
need it.
honestly.
Okay. It's like, let's count all the times when it
Another
has
Austin
literally
Powers
saved Matt's life.
From the Golem.
Well, also from channeling.
But like also,
And also, he was attacked by one of the Forsaken.
Go on. Because, in fact, I do remember this.
Well, you think I'm talking about the lightning attack, and it's not that attack.
I'm not thinking of that.
Well, what are you thinking about?
Literally nothing.
Just to be clear.
Tell me about.
there is nothing.
Tell me
in here.
about when.
Remember
tell
when
me about
Halima was in the camp and trying to attack him? Or doing something, maybe
Doing
like
a little
some
tickle,
compulsion,
tickle.
Oh,
little something,
Halima
right?
was doing a little probing.
Trying to affect him.
That feels different than an attack from a Forsaken.
But also think about how
Is
dangerous, compulsion.
Does
Like,
compulsion from a Forsaken not equate to an attack?
It does, but the way you said that led me to believe that I should be remembering.
Not
a
everything
big
can be
attack.
fireballs and lightning, Danny. Sometimes it's just like mental attacks.
a little wisp in the mind.
Fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Fine.
What if Grendel got up in there?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be terrifying?
it'd be great.
Okay.
We love Grendel around here, which we can only assume you also do.
My girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
So back to the chapter. We got to
Right.
keep on track here.
Mm-hmm.
So Julian comes up and he's wanting to know, hey, is it true that Matt gave permission to the Aes Sedai
To
that
leave with horses.
They're allowed to. Well, he doesn't say that. He's like, hey, did you say the Aes Sedai can go now? And Matt's like, they could always go. I'm just giving them horses now.
Yeah.
That's the clarifier.
Okay.
So now Julian also wants to go.
Yeah, about time.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a natural. Like we're gonna
Breaking
go
point.
now.
We're gonna split.
Yeah.
We're gonna split. Me and Thera. We're gonna take off.
We got places.
We
Yeah.
got places to be.
Well, they want to go to Tyr, but the Shan'har would be too close. So let's
No,
just go to the
bad
tower.
plan.
Plus, the Aes Sedai say they're going to find work for Julian in Tar Valon, so that's good.
I bet.
You know?
I bet they do
Okay.
have work for him.
Do you remember quiz time? When did we first meet Julian?
In Tyr,
Why?
because he's a thief catcher.
Go on.
He was on roofs with the
What was that word you just said?
Roofs.
Oh,
Hopping
roofs.
roof to roof.
These are roof to roof. Okay. Yeah.
And he like
Those
knew that there
roofs.
were.
Yeah.
He was on roofs.
I mean, it's better than roof.
On the roof.
On the roofs. No, that's where we met him. Isn't that correct?
Well, yeah, but like, who hired him?
Matt.
No, originally. Nine even Elaine.
Not even Elaine,
Right?
of
The Black
course.
Gotcha Hunter thing.
Of
But then what?
course.
And then what did he do?
He found them
And betrayed.
and
Betrayed them, not intentionally, but because he was compelled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of those.
And you were just like, oh, it's not an attack, compulsion. Remember when you said that 2 minutes ago? Boom. Okay.
I didn't remember
Medallion.
that.
Full circle right there.
Can't wait to read
Okay.
it again one day in book 3.
Okay.
Up
So, yeah.
on the rooftop
I said roofs. Plural.
Yeah.
with a V.
With
Yeah.
a V.
Everyone knows the plural of roof is roofs.
Like hooves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roof?
Like
Hooves?
That's the...
Roofs?
roof and hooves. And
I would
roof
say
and roofs.
roofs. No?
Go ahead and spell that.
Roofs?
Spell that for
You
me.
would say roofs?
Or I'd probably say rooftops.
Okay. Okay. Carry on.
That was the end of it. That was it. Okay. Anyways, okay, so
Thanks
Matt,
for the flashback.
Yeah. Matt basically is going to say, sure, sounds good, because I think we're done here.
Yep.
But first, he has to go get a bundle of something because we're all going to go to the meeting place because everyone's leaving right now. There are, in fact,
Ooh.
17 partings that need to happen
I mean, roughly.
really fast.
Roughly 17 partings.
No.
Exactly.
We're going to get there. We're
You
gonna
know,
get there.
I kind of hope that there are.
Okay, it'll make more sense.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, we're at the horse line.
Yep.
Everyone's packing up.
Pack it up.
Yep.
The Aes
Aes Sedai are
Sedai
here.
have
Yep.
taken some pack horses as well.
Yeah, they're adding a few.
Uh-huh.
And we're not even including the pack horses
We're
in
not-
the
no,
partings.
we
We're
will-
not doing that. We
can
didn't
say
cheat.
no because they're coming back.
Yeah,
It's-
they are.
And it's separate. It's separate horse partings.
Exactly.
Separate.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Although Matt does know all the names of the horses that they're taking,
As he should.
and
yeah.
it's very detailed.
Moonglow,
Oh my god, really?
Fire
oh,
Wisp.
oh
if,
man.
if you look on Watt fandom for a summary of this chapter, the horses are named as
Oh,
characters.
are they?
the
Is
most
that how
important
you
part.
prepped for this episode?
This is
Yeah.
yes. This is how I do
Yeah,
things.
good.
I'm like, what happens again? Ah, yes.
Oh, right.
Ah, yes.
Okay. So we also have Seta and Bethaman who are here. They're getting ready to leave. Those are the Soul Dam.
Yep.
And where are they going?
The tower.
To?
Train as Aes Sedai.
Perfect. I love it. It's also a test.
Learn how to channel.
There we go.
Get
Yeah, they're
it.
gonna
Let's
do
go, Soul
it.
Dam. Bring down that empire.
Yeah. Well, no.
No,
Matt
not
says
yet.
Matt says a funny
Not
thing
yet.
here.
Not yet. Relax.
Okay.
Matt, well, no, he says it here, but he says, hey, go learn something. Maybe you can be helpful and convince Tuon.
Well, no, he says, wait a minute. Tuon's a Suldam,
Right.
ain't she?
Yes.
And they say, uh-huh.
Yeah, but he wants them to try to convince Tuon of the truth, and then maybe we can fix things without collapsing the Empire.
Yeah, but I want the empire to collapse.
And
makes
also,
sense.
they don't know it's already collapsing.
And, yeah,
Bam.
mostly, and only sort of.
Well, in Shanshan Land,
Yeah.
it feels pretty collapsy
Right.
because of Semirog meddling.
That's true.
It feels pretty collapsy.
But, like, this side of Rand, like, here,
sure.
it's definitely,
And
like,
now-
medium. 6 out of 10.
Now, what's the
Like,
over-under
6 at
on Tuon ever being okay with this plan? Ever.
Okay, well, you have to answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels like, what do you think?
Yeah,
Tuon's
I think
character
literally
growth will
never.
be?
I think
Oh,
that
okay.
so long
That's
ago.
not optimistic at all.
No. You know why? Because I was optimistic.
Wait, you're not putting your faith in a slaver?
Not.
Huh. Fascinating.
Not doing it.
Okay.
We
okay.
have a do not do list on this podcast, and top of the list, slavery. Don't do it.
Okay, I
Yeah.
forgot my
Also,
notepad.
whale hunting.
Yeah, that's like right either.
Don't
like right
do,
there, too.
Don't do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
number 1 and number 2. Got it.
Lots of things you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Slavery's one of them,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
First, only 2.
Whale hunting.
Whale hunting.
Right.
That's also definitely don't do
Yeah.
it. Now,
Unless you need their sweet, sweet oil to ship
like
out
the
of Mayan.
Mayanners. That's how they get it. They get it
That's
from
what
the
they need.
whales.
They have nothing else to,
No,
base their
don't do
economy
whale
on.
hunting, Brett. Don't go backtracking.
Right. Okay,
Don't do it.
Okay.
However, I was optimistic about Matt getting together with Tuon and being like, ooh, maybe she'll understand this whole thing and she'll let the whole Damane thing go. And then it was made very clear in no uncertain terms that she will never be okay with that and she will never let that go.
She might have actually used those words too.
Yeah.
She's pretty firm on that.
She was very firm, and so
Okay.
now I'm very pessimistic
Yeah.
about that situation, and probably Tuon will have to die.
Will you be the one to kill her?
I might.
Okay.
You can't
Although
just
I kinda
throw that
like
out
her.
at the end and then
Like, I
just
kind of like her, so it's annoying, but
Sure.
like it's annoying to like someone you hate,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
It's annoying to find her
Endearing.
perspective, her words are fun.
Yeah, okay.
Her actions are bad.
Mostly bad.
Bad.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Mostly,
Okay.
yeah.
So you can enjoy, like, that's, back to love my Grendal.
Great
Yeah.
character.
Great character.
Mhm.
Terrible human.
Terrible. Oh, yeah. I
Terrible.
also don't condone anything she does. Don't do any of that either.
I mean,
Also slavery. Yeah.
yeah. Good.
Don't do it. Okay.
I bet there's one thing you condone that she did.
What?
Marrying Matt.
Oh, Tuon?
Boom. Yeah.
Oh,
Tuon.
yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
I love that.
It's like, what did...
I thought we were talking about Graendal
No.
again.
Girl, get it.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Enslaving a bunch of really attractive people?
Right?
I condone that.
Contortionists.
Have we
Keeping
heard of
them employed.
Have we
Yeah.
heard of Abercrombie? No? Okay.
Oh, man.
Ulcer? Oh,
Whoa.
it is. Okay.
Whoa. Whoa, Brett.
I've seen the Netflix documentary.
There is a
okay?
documentary about
Yeah.
it, okay?
Ooh.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, my
About
goodness.
Abercrombie, yeah.
Okay.
You should
okay.
watch it.
Right.
So, next
Now-
in line here, we got Lylewyn and Daman riding up because they're also leaving. And that is,
Egyanen.
her name is Lylewyn.
I know. Haha.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
I just wanted to annoy you.
Yeah. But, I mean, she's going by Lylewyn now. We got to respect that. Come
We gotta
on.
respect the ship list.
It's on the list.
Lyle
It's
Wynn
because she doesn't have a ship.
Oh! Always funnier when you explain the joke.
Exactly. Okay, and Damon's happy because Matt did what he said he was going to do?
Yeah, but in the worst way possible. In
It's
the
like,
most
come on.
difficult way. Ugh.
Come on.
What did he say he was going to do?
I don't know, get them out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did it.
Okay.
He did it.
Good.
Good for him.
Great.
Bargain made.
Excellent.
Okay.
And now this is where Matt wants to give Jolene his parting gift for her.
Yes. Yeah.
I gotta sing it every time I say her name.
Woad.
Wode. It's Wode.
It is. Jolene's very surprised by
About
this.
a dozen powdered sweet buns, and she goes through them like crazy. She loves sweet buns,
She's
apparently.
eaten
This is one thing
8
that...
bags of them.
Yeah, like
8 bags.
I truly think men are unhinged with what they think women are like.
No. Don't bring men into this.
I just like
say
what?
Matt. Like
No,
what?
but this
Okay.
is fully like a
Yeah, yeah.
Sanderson. Like, what do you just give a woman a box of cinnamon buns and she's going to like inhale them in front of people?
Have
But
you
no.
met Danny? She loves
I
cinnamon
love
buns.
them. Eat one.
Yeah, but even
What?
like a Cinnabon is going to take you like a hearty 10 minutes to
No,
get
no,
through.
no,
You gotta peel a layer,
But listen,
layer
Matt,
at a time.
Matt has seen her
Yeah.
eat so many of these.
It's like Brandon
all the
Sanderson
time.
watched Angelica Pickles inhale cookies and was like, "Oh, this is women."
This is how it works.
This is
women love sweets.
Yeah.
like it was like a hybrid of like Cookie Monster
They
and
love
Angelica Pickles.
and they love their secrets.
Perfect.
2 things I know
There's
about ladies.
women.
Two things I know.
It's good.
So complex. Who understands those women?
Of course, she's gonna have blue mouth.
Yeah. It's not clear. Does she need to eat the entire
She-
bundle?
It's a
the
dozen of
bushel?
them.
well, we're gonna find out in Ohio next year.
For the mouth that turned blue?
Okay, but listen, before we
Yeah.
even get to any of that, he
Okay.
gives her the things and she's like, wow, that's actually very kind of you. And I
Right.
was like, wow, that's kind of you. Turns out,
Not so kind. Yeah. But
That is
also,
not kind.
He's sending soldiers with them, but it's like so that I can have my horses back.
How many?
Which is
soldiers?
fine.
But there's a condition, and this
They
is
have
a
to
good
tell
one.
the Amerlin something, and this is a good one only because it shows that letter is funny. It shows that Matt's letter is funny. You're looking at me like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Why does it show that his letter is
Because
funny?
he says Tell Egwene the White Tower has something that is mine, and it's about time that I reclaimed it, or like I bloody reclaimed it, or something like that.
Yeah,
and he uses, and then he says specifically,
say it like that.
Say it with those words,
Right.
like on purpose, so she knows it's from me.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole thing about the whole like letter not really being from Matt. No, it's funny.
Yeah, because he's emphasizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
That
his
makes
letter
sense.
to...
Elaine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah.
We will have a different opinion.
Okay. That's
really?
okay.
Oh, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It made me laugh.
So here's my theory.
Yeah, tell me.
Is that people who have been able to read the series when it's finished and haven't spent years going back to like the first 8 or 9 or 10 as we are waiting for them to come out and being published have a very different reading of that letter.
Interesting.
And most of the time it's positive. When I read that letter, I threw my book across the room. And
Really?
I was so mad.
Wow.
Because it did not read like the Matt that at this point I think I'd spent
Long time with.
a decade of my life with.
Yeah.
And I was infuriated because it really, to me, I still read it as like dumbing down
Yeah.
Matt for the purpose of treating a lack of reading comprehension like it's humor.
Right.
Instead of like, if this was something like, if we didn't know Matt, if we didn't know that he was a skilled tactician, if we didn't know that he had thousands of memories in him, like,
Yeah.
he's going to know how to write. And dyslexia hasn't been brought up, at least in my readings.
Yeah, with the bad
To
spellings.
date.
Yeah.
And so it is something that
Creative
grates.
spellings, Elaine calls them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so to me, it reads as like like I get why I struggle with Brandon Sanderson so much is I don't think he truly understands Matt's character, and he's also gone on to say that, but like the subtleties of Matt's humor and Matt's wit and like who he is
Yes.
to his core.
Yeah.
And this is one of those moments that really stands out to me.
Really? Because
Where-
this, for me, that
Yeah.
letter for me was almost like, oh, good, we're back to Matt. Like,
Yeah.
it felt like funny and charming, and like he's trying really hard to get through to Elaine.
to get yeah. And that's I love, this is why I
Yeah.
love like talking about these books like
Yeah.
decades later.
Yeah.
Because everyone has a different opinion on it.
Yeah, that's what makes it so nuanced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I appreciate it, though. I like the different takes, for sure.
Yeah, it's something. It's
It
something.
is
so I'm
something.
curious as you like continue to go through Sanderson,
Yeah.
and this book in particular, and getting into different perspectives, how certain things will hit and resonate with you
Yeah.
versus like someone like Brett.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Back to the counting of the partings.
Okay.
Hit it.
Because now we've got some people who are not leaving, and that is Satal and Anne.
Okay, well, hold on. We're just going to glaze over the fact that Matt wants the Horn of Valir back?
I mean, okay, yeah, we didn't talk about that. Yeah,
We didn't talk about
sure.
that at all.
Yeah, no, we
that
got
seems like
sidetracked.
a
We got sidetracked.
BFD to me.
Okay,
Well-
that is what he's talking about, because
Yeah.
he does have a thought later
And he
on.
references it again.
Yes.
Because I was like, because that's what I immediately was like, ooh, I'm predicting it's the Horn of Valir. And then like 2 seconds later, he's like,
It's the Horn of Valir.
It's the Horn of Valir. And I was like,
Yeah.
that was my prediction.
Right.
I like these little flashback moments. Like,
Yeah.
hello readers, remember that time I tooted the horn?
Yeah. Remember?
He tooted. He did.
He tooted it.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, I
toot.
too remember this, even though I haven't thought about it
And you know
in
what?
approximately 10 books.
And you
That's
know what?
because he's suppressing. He's suppressing all of his feelings.
He also thinks, I don't know if ToM knows for sure that I did do this thing, but he might suspect it.
Probably because
Yeah.
it's Tom and he's super smart.
He's ToM.
So
He's dumb.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. And Matt's also not a very good. Okay, he's not great at lying about certain things. Matt kind of feels like the guy who, in the right circumstances, is terrible at lying. You can pick it up. Like if
Mhm.
you're like, "Hey, Matt, did you blow the Horn of Valir?" And then Matt was like, "Nope,
No, man,
never
not
heard
me."
of the Horn of Valir." And it's
Yeah,
like,
same
that's the wrong
giggle.
answer because you for sure have heard of it. So why did you say you haven't heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he's done like
Yeah,
something
there's-
literally like that before.
There's a reason he was
Yeah.
not the horse trader his father was.
He's just like,
Right.
He never got the chance to hone those skills.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay. All right, so are we? I think we should count. I think we should count the parting series.
Okay, because you wanted to talk about how Satel and Anne is not leaving.
She's staying.
Well, yeah, because she's got to find her family and her husband who left Abu Dar.
Okay.
And there's that whole thing. But also Vannin is going.
Yes.
Chell.
Chell, my
his
friend.
friend.
My friend Chell.
I didn't know that was his first name.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
what
even know
his
he
friend's
had a
called.
first name.
It's rarely mentioned.
Yeah.
Chelvannon.
I was like, who are you
except
talking
it,
about?
like only in context of Chelvannon.
Yeah, Chelvannon.
It's either Chelvannon or
Vannon.
yeah.
The
Whereas
big
And
fat
Vannon
horse
is a big
thief.
Yeah.
fatty horse thief who
Yeah.
shouldn't be good at riding horses because he's fat, but
But-
actually
yeah.
He's
he
actually
is.
great, yeah.
But like Bael Doman, like well, occasionally there's references to Bael,
That's true.
and there's references to
Doman,
Doman.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
never
Bael
get
Doman.
we never get a singular Chell.
Chell.
Yeah.
Never.
Okay, so we're going to count 17 partings. So we've got Julian and Amathera are leaving.
2.
We've got Jolene, Teslin, and Edicina,
5.
and the 2 warders.
7.
Seta and Bethamin, the Suldam.
9.
Lylewyn and Daman.
11.
And then, to get to 17, we also have Vannon.
Vannon.
That's 12.
12.
And he's one of the Red Arms.
He's one of the Red Arms. And then Matt says, I'm going to send some soldiers with you.
Some other guys.
Doesn't specify how many.
Probably 5.
Probably 5.
It's definitely 5.
Boom. We're at 17 parties.
So
We
you're
did
welcome.
it. We would have to assume not counting horses who didn't
Oh
cheat,
my God.
didn't count horses.
You can't count the horses.
No,
Right.
no. That's different.
Moonglow
Good job, it.
deserves.
Fire Wisp.
Yeah. Those are
Yeah.
the names. All right, I like it. Okay.
Okay. So, anyway, off they go.
leave.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you
Partings
never.
are such sweet sorrow. See you
Yeah.
later. And then Tom is like, sweet buns for Jolene. And
Mhm,
Matt's like,
mhm.
yup, a tradition in the Two Rivers.
Yeah.
And he's like, haven't heard of that one.
Twisting
Knuckling his
mustaches.
mustaches.
That's what you're doing. You're knuckling
Every
the mustache.
time that Tom talks.
I always I
What is
read
it?
the physical books and they're quite heavy. So like every time I read a knuckling mustache, I have to like
it's not
hold,
like that. It's like this.
This
I
is what
know,
I
but-
think.
But yeah, like you're knuckling it, but
putting
it
your
has to be
knuckles on your
natural.
mustache.
So you're just like,
Like this. You're playing with the mustaches.
Like this.
but like you're not twirling.
No,
them.
with your knuckles.
Yeah,
though.
He's
you're
not
you're
fingering them. He's knuckling
Like this.
them.
Knuckling them.
That's what they do, though. Like this.
I know, but it seems like
weird.
such a weird. Maybe it's
It
because
is
I've
weird.
never
Because you
had
don't have a
facial
big
hair.
giant mustache.
You just don't understand
I don't
men.
understand. I don't
So
understand.
complex.
Men.
Right?
I need to watch.
You know
some
what?
more
That's something we've
Rugrats.
never said on this podcast.
Men are so complex.
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you need to grow out your facial hair, and then we're gonna.
I can't. This is as long as it. This is the most that it
Nobody
grows.
What do you know about knuckling?
Nobody.
I knuckle other people's mustaches.
Your brother has a.
That's the nicest mustache.
He does. He knuckles them. He
Does
really
he
does.
knuckle?
He can't. He
does.
does
He can,
unintentionally.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he puts wax in it too.
Well, that's
Yeah.
intentional. Like, what
but
does it
then
accidentally
with the knuckles,
wax?
with the knuckles. Anyway, Tom is like, "Hey, you childish idiot! You shouldn't do things like that."
I love it. And Matt's like, I'm getting back to my roots.
But
of
also, like,
pulling pranks.
it lasts for 2 weeks.
That's a blue mouth.
That's like, that is
That's
not
more
like
than a prank.
They're walking
is-
to Tarvalin. It'll be fine.
that is so
Yeah, they're
long.
walking.
You know when they're
to
gonna
Tarvalin.
arrive at Tarvalin? Never.
Yeah,
That is such a long walk from where they are.
they're in
They will
Camelin. It's
never
not that
get there.
far.
Never.
Several times in this chapter, the proximity of Camelin to Tarvalin is mentioned, and it's close
Never.
in terms of the world. In terms of other places in the world,
Look at this
they are
big long road they
close
have
together.
to walk.
The road to
All the way
Tarvalon,
from
some
there?
might say. Yeah.
yeah,
Right?
Tarvagine.
Tarvagine.
That's the one.
Great vagina.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Matt's done. Time to go find Satala and Ann because we have to have a conversation.
Okay, and then we
Settle
get
on in.
yeah, haha, good one. So we get a time
like
shift
that.
because Matt finds her over with the band getting food together, and then she's like, "What? I'm just trying to help with everything."
Well, and also she's like, hey, you're disgusting. You need to shave. You're dirty. Your hair's a mess. And Matt's like, I slept under a wagon.
I
And
was like, I've heard this story before.
Yeah.
I've actually
That's
read
why.
this already once before,
it was with
and
Perrin
it was with Perrin and Barrelane.
when he slept under a wagon.
Right.
Stop sleeping under blanket.
Like,
Ah,
talk
man.
about...
Lesson
Man,
learned.
so complex.
Just because we survived dysentery doesn't mean we need to get back on the road.
See, I
And
always
snooze
died.
under
I always
wagons.
died to dysentery.
You
Yeah.
would have been a wagon boy.
On the Oregon Trail. It always got me every time.
You would have been a ragged little wagon boy. And everyone would have commented on your appearance.
Okay, let's talk about ragged
I
little
just feel like I
wagon
already
boys.
read this plot, you know?
We're going to talk about the ragged little Oliver.
Oh,
That's who we're talking about
The
right here.
wagon
He's
boy
so
to
ugly.
end all wagons.
man,
Exactly.
that kid's ugly.
Love an ugly kid.
Okay. Okay, he is. So Matt has a favor to ask, and he says, hey, I'm going to go away for a little while. If I don't come back, Mr. Sinan, can you take care of Oliver?
Take care of this kid.
Mm-hmm.
Kid needs someone to take care of him.
At least we didn't have to read a will written by Matt.
That's
It
true.
would have had very creative spelling, but we would have got the gist and it would have been hilarious. Relax.
Mm-hmm.
And we all would have been like, ooh, Matt, so charming.
That's because he's so charming.
Bertram Cawthon, you're my hero.
Acting like he's
Also,
not
Matt
your hero.
Cawthon is
Oh.
absolutely Ferris Bueller. Like, low-key Ferris Bueller. You're welcome.
Except more
Parent
attractive.
is Cameron.
I don't even know what that means.
You need to rewatch Ferris Bueller.
I've never watched Ferris Bueller.
What?
He got a day off, right?
He didn't get the day out.
He didn't go to school, right? Bueller.
He
Bueller.
took the day off. Let's just be clear about that.
I need you to watch this movie. We'll do, like, this is the next live stream.
Tell her what happens to the car.
Does it crash?
Spoilers.
You could say that. Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, God.
I mean,
So-
I get enough of the, like, stuff. You know, the, like...
Okay. Enough hand waving here about Ferris Bueller's Day
fine.
Off. Okay. So, Satalanan says, sure.
Yep.
Matt says, thanks, so I'm going to give you lots of money. And pretty soon, he's going to have someone who can make a gateway so you can go to Tyr and find your family.
Ilian.
That's all. Oh, Ilian. Yep. Sorry. Good catch.
I know.
And find your family.
Yeah. Which she wants to do.
Yeah.
And she can't go to Tarvalon
Yeah.
because of her secret weirdo past at the tower.
I mean, is it that secret and weirdo?
Yeah.
I said I.
For a while, it was secret.
Got burned
Remember how secret it was for a while?
Very secret.
She got burned out? I don't
There was a
remember.
whole thing about the one
Oh, man.
she
There's
burned-
so
who
many
was
things.
but is no longer.
There's so many things for me to remember. I don't even
It's
know.
a tough one.
So many
like,
things.
Yeah.
I forgot about this a lot.
She's the one who was like experimenting with Terangriel and then,
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Right.
And then she went and
Shoot.
rebuilt her life.
Yeah, so she didn't.
She found different purpose.
Yeah,
So-
she did. She found purpose.
Huh.
which is really nice.
Okay.
And her story should be told more.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
We love this.
Okay. Good.
Women
We
who-
love this. We love this.
We love Satalanon.
Sure. Okay. Now, we are going to perspective change.
Do we do a
Well, that's an interesting way to do it.
I'm not sure what that means.
It was like wind chimes. It was like
you
chimes.
didn't get wind chimes from that?
Honestly, what kind of wind chimes are you
Not
buying?
wind chimes.
Squidward.
It's under the sea chimes. I'm thinking of that thing in band again where it goes ching, ching.
The chimes. They're called chimes.
I think we played in different bands.
The gold hangy bars.
Oh yeah.
And then you go.
Now they're at playgrounds.
Oh,
And you can take sticks to them.
okay, but not as hangy and
Not as
delicate.
hangy. They're firmly
Okay,
rooted
anyway.
into the earth.
Perspective change. But I'm being told that we should have a break.
We do. We need a break.
Okay, but a
Quick
quick
one,
A
not
good
an
one.
hour. Okay? All right.
A gentleman's
Guys.
agreement.
Seriously?
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Maybe.
Okay, and we're back. Here we are. Perspective changing. That was so fast, actually, this time.
Amazing.
Amazing.
We did it.
Okay, we got Elaine. And it is a little better than mashed potatoes, but only medium.
Yeah, but you know what she's doing is a lot of what Fael did, and she's reminiscing about her past.
Ugh,
Again.
God, I already know.
Because she's walking through the gardens.
We've been there.
But
Yeah.
then remember, this is the gardens that's different. That's what her mom liked. But then she used to like the other gardens, and that's where she met Rand.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what that means? She's pregnant.
Yeah, she feels enormous. Now,
We-
I do like
And
this
she's
clarification.
just starting to
Clarification.
show.
This has been the question. how far along is she?
This is the question.
Because it's very undefined.
Because we're wondering, because she just met with those other broads in Tel'aran'rhiod.
That's right.
And I couldn't remember their names for a second.
That's what they're called, actually. The group of...
Egwene and Nynaeve, okay.
They call themselves that, in fact.
The Brads.
Just to be clear.
Hey, it's us. It's the Brads.
Going to the 1970s, like Jersey.
Okay, listen, it's not West Side Story.
Good to see y'all here, Brads.
Okay, I was wondering if they could tell she was pregnant because it took Nynaeve delving her in Tel'aran'rhiod to see that she was pregnant. But
just a little bit of eye contact.
But before that, she was like, I feel like a whale. So I would have assumed that she was starting to show.
I mean, Elaine could have my same problems with pregnancy.
Well,
where one does not shit.
Oh.
The constipation.
Oh, my.
And so you feel...
Do you want to tell people that you're currently pregnant? Otherwise, this is a weird
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
thing to say.
This is... But, like, with Elaine being pregnant, she could feel like a whale.
Yeah.
Because maybe
not
she hasn't
pooping.
pooped.
Constipation.
With all that goat's milk she's drinking, the unpasteurized goat's milk, you're telling me?
You think that's plowing through her?
I would have to assume.
Yeah. Now, I do want to say, listen, we really did a horrible job in introducing who Delusions of Graendal is.
This is a great time to segue.
Just if you don't know who you're talking to right
and
now.
Goat's milk.
Well, it just reminded me of WatCon.
Yeah, give the people what they want. Introduce.
Did you forget how you got basically naked on a stage full of people, including Michael Kramer and Kate Redding?
And if you want to have a great time.
And Maria. And yeah.
You know, the best part about that was, like, we went to Target
we did go to American Target.
To get the costume. And we were looking for something
we decided that you were going to be Elaine in the bath.
In the bath.
Because you are showing as a pregnant person.
Yes. I had wanted to get a nude, something like a dress, something.
Yeah.
And so we were in what was kind of a maternity section.
Kind of.
Like, there was a lot of maternity clothes there.
Close enough.
And then we saw there was like a
Spanx.
A Spanx. And I was like, oh, maternity Spanx. Amazing.
And they're nude.
And they were nude.
They were beige.
Mm-hmm. And then I got back to the hotel room and I realized that these, in fact, were not maternity Spanx. They were regular Spanx.
And also see-through.
And also incredibly see-through.
Yeah.
So I texted Dani and I was like, it's off. I can't wear this in public.
Don't worry. I went to the rescue and she, in fact, wore it in public. Yeah. You also said you couldn't get the floaty pool blown up. And guess who used all her hot air to get that damn pool blown up?
Dani can blow.
It was me.
I
was not letting this moment be squandered. This needed to happen. The people needed to see this. And we, in fact, pulled it off. And it was the greatest.
It was very good, yeah.
With
it was a good time.
The bubble machine and the rubber duckies and the goat's milk.
So to circle back.
Oh, yeah.
So Elaine is, in fact, pregnant.
And she is showing.
She is showing a little
bit. Only a little.
She probably would have been a lot more comfortable in those Spanx than I was.
I would have to assume.
Yeah.
Okay. You know who's not excited about all this that's happening while she's wandering in the gardens?
Is it Elaine?
In the book?
Oh, Brigitte.
Brigitte's not happy.
I love Brigitte so much.
Yeah.
She's so logical.
Super.
And I just love it. I love regular logical people in this book series because
who know how to drink beer.
There's such an anomaly. It's an anomaly to be just like a logical, rational thinking person.
And I love that that's what puts her as like status of hero.
Yeah, I know.
Like she's so rare.
She's just like
hero of the horn.
It's just like
legendary personality.
She just thought
out of
something
fantasy and
through.
fables.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey,
and
stop wandering alone.
Actually said the thing she was thinking.
Yeah.
And the thing she was thinking were smart.
Yeah.
But she's also super passive aggressive because she's like, hey,
because she's in a weird hierarchy situation where
you
she's
shouldn't
the
be
warder.
outside right now because people are going to murder you. And then Elaine says, no, I'm going to be fine.
Min says I'm fine because the babies are fine.
And then
remember
Brigitte
that time
says,
you got kidnapped by dark friends?
That was like 3 days ago. It was so recently. And Brigida says, what about Forsaken and Dark
And
Friends
what
and
about
Black Magi?"
everybody who died?
I think
Yeah.
you're forgetting about my babies.
They'll be fine. They'll be born healthy. And she's like, you literally can get knocked on the head and be just like the dumbest couch potato anybody's ever seen, and you could still give birth to healthy babies. Hello?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But my babies, so I'll be fine.
Oh, Elaine.
God
All right.
damn it.
Obviously.
And you know what my favorite thought that Elaine has this chapter is? She thinks a queen must be willing to accept that
Others are gonna
die for me.
For me.
It's Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Yeah.
Some of you may
Some
die.
may die.
But that is a
that's-
risk
I'm
willing to take.
She's literally, and she's had this
That's
thought
so
so many
smart.
times before, like all the time. She's talked to Rand about
I need
it.
somebody to
and-
make that meme immediately.
all the time.
Yeah.
You
I can't do it. Other people
Be-
who are good
be
at
the
things,
meme lord you wish to see in the world.
not me. Other
Yeah.
people are great at that stuff, and I can't wait to see it come to fruition.
It's gonna be great.
I know we've talked about Sanderson a lot, or I have, but like, so Sarah J. Maas, because I'm looking at your Queen of Shadows right now.
Yeah.
Great book. She famously writes to motivations from like Taylor Swift, same as like Rebecca Yarros, like they'll sometimes put up the playlists. This moment does make me wonder whether Sanderson just had like Shrek keyed up in the background.
But here's the thing:
Hey,
that
now,
thought,
you're an all-star.
that thought from
has-
Elaine is not original.
It's not new.
She's had that so many times.
When she's
before.
like, my mom told me.
yeah,
My mom told me people will die for me, so
you need to be okay with that.
Yeah.
It's a risk.
I'm willing to take. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now
We
we're
have
going to talk a little bit about the kin.
We got a meeting. Yeah.
We got a meeting coming up with Sumeko and Elise.
I
Yeah.
love Sumeko.
It is.
You
It's an
do?
interesting
She's one of my most faves.
I do like her. I like Elise, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just competent women,
Competent old women.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Sumeko and Elise.
Okay,
What do
so
we do?
we're gonna find out how are the kin doing, and now this is where we learn that Elaine sucks at meetings. She is so bad. You know how we just saw Egwene pretty expertly manipulate Nynaeve
Right.
in a very
And everyone else around her
And
for like books now.
and books.
Yeah.
Elaine thinks that she can do it,
Yeah.
and literally does the opposite here.
It's not very subtle.
Like on purpose. Like she just sucks.
yeah.
She just sucks. She
Okay,
sucks.
so
I'm
let's-
sorry, she sucks.
I'm gonna summarize the meeting of what happens. So Elaine says, "What are the kin gonna do now?" And the two ladies say, "Not totally sure. Maybe stay here." And Elaine says, "I have a great idea.
Why don't
How
you
about-
stay here?
How about you stay here and make gateways
And
and heal
work
people
for
whenever
me."
I ask?"
Yeah.
It's a great offer.
And then they say that sounds like a separate and competing White Tower, and that sounds dangerous.
And she's
And
like,
Elaine
no.
says, Nah.
Nah, it doesn't sound like that at all. How did
No.
you get that from what I said?
I'm saying something totally different. I'm
I'm
just saying, work for me and do the things I ask
And
you
I'm
and
to do.
channel when I want you to.
Yeah.
And
Where
they're
and
like,
when.
are you going to charge people for these gateways? And Elaine
It's
was like,
well, yeah.
maybe.
I know economics.
And they say we want half.
I audited a class once.
Yeah. So they want half. Elaine says we're not charging for healing. I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
We're not charging for
free
healing.
healthcare.
Hey, Canadian.
Just
Universal
charging for
healthcare.
instant
What?
travel. But here we go.
Yeah.
The kinswomen say, hey, but that also sounds like you can instantly transport armies wherever you want in the world.
Sounds like a pretty powerful thing.
Sounds like a powerful thing. And Elaine says,
Really love how the kinswomen just like got to the dark stuff
how about
immediately.
that? Elaine, it's exactly what's happening here.
Yeah.
Because Elaine tries to be like, oh, imagine a world where grain could be shipped instantly to anywhere it's needed. And they're like, also armies.
Also,
Yeah.
the weapons
Yeah.
of mass destruction.
Right.
Oh, I wouldn't. No, we're
I
talking grain.
hadn't even
Yeah.
come to my mind.
Please, we're talking ham and barley.
The people need the ham.
And wheat. Without weevils.
Okay. But in all seriousness, the kinswomen are
They're
like,
great.
okay,
Sure,
this
we'll do it,
sounds
But
like...
cut us in.
Well, no, but okay, hold on. More importantly, they say, what does the White Tower think of that? And Elaine's like, oh, yeah, I could probably convince
Egwene
Egwene.
will be fine.
It's probably
Oh my gosh,
fine.
my bestie is gonna love capitalism.
She's going to love this idea so much. Egwene.
It's the best idea anyone's ever had, so of course Egwene's gonna agree with me.
So reasonable all the
that
time.
broad.
I love her.
I've known that
She's
broad for
so
years.
happy for me.
For years.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's
that
the
was,
summary
that
of
was what
that.
happened, yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay, on a serious note.
They want to get cut in.
Well, also, like, what's going to happen to the kin? Because functionally the kin are done.
Yeah, evaporated from Ebudar.
Because the whole point of the kin staying together was because they had to stay secret.
away and see from the tower.
And
it
now-
turns out they're really salty.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out they're super salty because it turns out the White Tower knew about them all along.
The whole time.
Sort of.
And like
Honestly,
kept
it feels
tabs
like-
on them.
It feels like a Mr. Magoo situation. Like, it
Yeah.
just...
It's like you're driving in the car and about to go off the cliff, but then you accidentally like hit a thing and go off the ramp and go sideways, and you're gonna be fine.
That's Mr. Magoo.
Because who gave you a driver's license? Because you're legally blind.
That's the exact analogy.
Yeah, DMV, am I right? Okay. Okay. I swear we are going to finish this chapter. Okay. There is some seriousness to this chapter, too. Because Elise and Sumiko, they're on opposite ends of the spectrum for the kins. They're representing the two sides.
Okay.
Some of the kin are going to want to rejoin the tower.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Sumiko.
Yeah.
She wants to go back.
Sumiko.
Nice, good one.
Elise
Definitely not.
doesn't want to. She knows she's too weak to be accepted as an Aes Sedai.
And she doesn't want to accept the way that they have their hierarchy.
Oh, it sucks.
Because
It's like,
she's
hey,
like-
I could, even if I was, I'd be at the bottom forever.
Preach
And I'd be
louder.
groveling and I'd be serving tea and no way, Jose. That is not
Which
my
is
lot in
like-
life.
Okay, so here it's a bit of a tangent, but like, you know how Robert Jordan was like, men are stronger in the power,
Yeah,
women are more dexterous,
I'm sure.
they
Yeah.
balance each other out.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Then why is a tower that only has women in it
Yeah.
based on a power-based ranking
Because they
system?
didn't know.
Black Aja and also Age of Legends.
Okay.
And because they suck.
Yes.
That too.
Yeah.
I think we got all the main points.
That'll do it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I totally
And because
get
it's
Alice
and
here.
it's because it's like
Elise.
1,000 years later,
Yeah.
and they think that they're the most powerful in the world now,
Right.
right?
But
and
it's
so
all, but like, what about
and
like
so the ones that-
dexterity? If that was like such a like, why are we still choosing to prioritize power if you're saying power wasn't it with the one power, right? Like, if
but there's no
more
men
to-
right now to even compete with.
Yeah.
And so the ones who are more powerful rise to the top in terms
Right.
of
All right, I'll accept that headcanon.
yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
I mean, that's just
No, it's good.
my
No,
natural
it's good. I like it
inclination.
as to why this is, and not just
Yeah.
like how the patriarchy is still just persisting and existing.
Well,
in the
I mean, like
background
for
of all.
sure, except that this is probably a situation where even within just a fully female organization, they're still going to be the most powerful get to be on top.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
This is why it's not a matriarchy.
Right. Okay. Next. What are we talking about?
Okay. All right. One last thing.
Yeah, what do we settle on?
Yes. We settle on, we like the concept. Elaine thinks I can totally convince Egwene that this is a cool idea to just have my own independent board of channelers for doing things that I want whenever I want. But I'm going to give Elaine some credit here.
I actually like this idea very much.
It's kind of controversial because
I don't
Egwene's
think
not
it's
going to be cool.
as
There's no way
controversial.
that the White Tower's going to be like, yeah, use these channelers
And-
whenever you want for whatever you want. It's cool.
You got
All
it.
the retired Aes Sedai. Isn't that where the retired Aes Sedai go to the
That was
kin?
a loosey-goosey plan.
No,
We're not-
they talk about it here. That is the plan still.
Well, she's like, yeah, you can get married now and have
Oh
husband
yeah,
and
that's
kids or whatever.
that's what separates us.
Yeah, she's just spitballing ideas.
How lovely, love.
I want to give
You
some
can
points
get
to
married.
Elaine.
You can have your career, and then you can have your family. You don't need to worry about doing like a compete.
Don't do a
Never.
both thing.
Bitch.
Oh no.
Don't do it.
Well, also it's weird because you're gonna live a lot longer than anyone you marry or
Right.
birth.
Right, that is a thing.
I
But
think that's mainly the problem. I think that's
That,
mainly.
that's exactly the problem.
That's
Yeah.
one,
I
it's a huge
couldn't do
problem.
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
That would like ruin me.
Right. So maybe we should only marry other Aes Sedai.
Oh, it's very,
Progressive, I know.
no, I was going to say the opposite. Classist? Aes Sedai only marrying Aes Sedai?
Oh.
That seems like that would cause problems.
Or just like the plebs who can channel. Or learn to channel.
Right?
Well, just the whole idea that it's somebody who's going to live as long as you.
Well, yeah, but also doesn't mean
That's
your kids
where
are
my mind
automatically
went.
channelers. Like, channelers marrying
Oh, well,
channelers
you
having
wouldn't
kids doesn't
necessarily
mean...
have kids, but you would marry, like, you'd have a, like,
Just saying.
partner.
There's
I
more
mean,
to
that's
it.
life.
That's the logical part of it.
Oh, and what's the...
Well, I'm
so,
not...
like, when choosing a mate, yeah, I would
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
choose someone who's going to die in, like...
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't
a
either.
blink.
No, I'm going to choose somebody who's going to, like, have
Yeah.
roughly the same lifespan as me.
And it's like, hey, what's your risk of, like, stroke or heart attack or aneurysm, things like that? Because who knows? That could happen.
Well, I guess
could
I
happen at any
didn't
time.
really give you a health survey before we
No, you
got
didn't.
together.
Okay, I want to get back
But
to
we're
it.
also not in a fantasy novel, so...
We got one more
Less
point.
important.
We got one more point to talk about.
Okay, fine. What are we talking about?
Elaine, I want to give her some credit here. Because as much as she
Go
goes
ahead.
about a really roundabout conversation with the kinswomen about what she wants, she is thinking about the future of Andor
Yeah.
and what she needs to set up for her country to defend her nation
Yeah.
after the last battle. So the Shanshan are going to be moving in one way or another, and she is trying to consolidate some power by having Andor and Kyrian and having some channelers that she can draw on to individually fight the Shanshan if
Right,
it comes
because
down to that.
Aes Sedai won't use the power to fight the Shanshan.
And she's not going to
Although,
bring them in.
Egwene did.
She's not going to bring the Aes Sedai or the kinswomen or anything into fighting with the One Power. She's got to come up with some idea to counterbalance that.
Well, because the Sea Folk did that for Brigida
yeah.
before. She thinks about that, how they were using the power to save her, and then that's when she feels sort of bad for
Mhm.
the people who kind of died because of her stupid mistake.
Yeah.
And she's
And I
like,
mean-
that was really gross and messy.
Elaine is doing some stuff like, bringing some relationships with the sea folk by ceding some of the land to them. Like, she is doing a few things here to think long term,
And make the sea folk relevant again.
make them relevant, but also she is just trying to figure out, what do I do to defend Andor after the last battle?
Yeah.
So I got to give her props for that.
No, and I like what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like, Elaine is one of my favorite characters.
Cool.
One of my most faves.
Cool.
Because reading
Cool.
her, it's very rare that I'm not laughing. Like, she's hilarious.
Interesting.
Even
'Kay.
like this, like the way she goes about this, the way she presents her ideas.
It's just this wildly false. Like, where does she get this confidence from? It's just wild.
I love it.
She's
Yeah,
the daughter
The
heir.
undeserved confidence.
Deserved. She's the daughter heir. She's the daughter of Morghese.
She,
What do you mean undeserved?
she did this.
She was born for this.
I'm obsessed with her. I think she's so funny.
That
Yeah.
is
Like-
so funny. What a take. Hot
Yeah.
take.
Yeah, she cracks me up in a way that like Perrin never can. 'Cause Perrin's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Perrin's not
obtuseness
funny.
is not funny.
No.
Elaine trying to stick handle in the same way as Egwene.
Yeah.
And just like is instead our bull.
She's
in a
literally like
shop. I love
like,
her.
For all the non-Canadian
The other
fans,
day-
can you just define
the
stick
other day
handling?
my kid was
Just like, I think you
Listen,
lost a few
listen.
people here.
listen, the other day my kid was scootering, having the best time. Scooter, hits a bump, goes
Biffs it.
straight over the handlebars,
Yeah.
completely down. And I feel like that's what Elaine does all the time.
Yeah,
The
but
confidence.
she'll be fine because of the babies.
Yeah. Well, and the helmet. But
Yeah.
like,
She can't get surely she can't get another concussion. The babies.
Yeah.
oh.
Okay.
I mean,
Ooh.
that is one take. It's not mine. But sometimes I like Elaine.
Like I read her more with wine. Like
I love drunk Elaine.
yeah, but like you read it with like
Oh,
you,
I should drink.
Yeah, you
and
have
then
the wine and then read Elaine, and she
Uh-huh.
will like low key be your bestie.
I would like to drink wine with Elaine.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's funny.
She's a great
Does she drive me bananas as a character? Yup. Mm-hmm.
That's good. Okay. All right. The chapter ends
Oh.
with her thinking, what about the Black Tower?
Oh.
Yeah.
What
does she
about that?
Does she try to get her...
cesspool of a place?
Should we try and get her claws in that? Or
She doesn't even
are we
know.
waiting for someone else to do
I
it first?
really freaking hope she doesn't.
Okay.
She
okay.
cannot.
Oh, but can't she?
No.
Min's viewing.
What was Min's viewing?
She's perfectly safe until the babies are born.
Oh, no, I just mean
Haven't you heard? She's perfectly safe.
I just mean like intelligence and strategic wise. Nope.
Sweet baby.
Oh my God, no. What a disaster that will be. Somebody very smart needs to be in charge of dealing with that over there, because it is a disaster.
Yeah, it's a train wreck.
It is an absolute, and even Rand is like, I'm not going to think about that place right now.
Stay away from there.
Don't
go there.
I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to forget
I'm going to have set it up.
Yeah.
Obviously, put someone insane in charge.
Yeah.
Figure this out in a year or two.
Maybe.
Circle back.
I really don't want to deal with that right now. But Elaine, sure, go for it, I guess.
Follow up on that email Rand sent.
Well, I was gonna say here's a pro tip. If you leave problems long enough, they become someone else's problem.
Hey, that's a good tip.
Okay.
Except Elaine is like, hey, you know what's not my problem that I'm gonna make my problem right now? This incredibly dangerous situation.
We'll see. She's thinking about it.
She's like, I know. I can get them on my side.
People may die.
Yeah. That's a risk I'm willing to take. Yeah. Sounds about right.
All right.
For our next episode, what are we doing? 2 chapters?
No, for the next 7 episodes, I think we're doing 1 chapter each.
What?
They're longer.
Oh
I can't combine these. Yeah.
What?
Couldn't do it.
Okay.
That's exciting.
Is it exciting?
I'm excited.
I'm kind of mad.
I get that.
But that must mean that they're good and bad in good ways.
I guess we'll see.
I guess we shall see. Well, we want to thank you so much, Delusions.
Thanks for having me.
For being our first in-person guest in this space.
Yeah. Up in Edmonton.
That's right. Now, you did dabble in some podcasting yourself.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the people about it?
Sure. So I'm Delusions of Graendal. I'm been in the fandom for years and years. Occasionally, I host a podcast with my father called Feather and Mountain Podcast. What we do is we go through the show from a longtime veteran reader's lens and a never reader, and we kind of break down the episodes in a spoiler-free way. We didn't finish our coverage of season 2. We ended at episode 7 because personal circumstances.
Yep.
But we'll probably be going back and doing what we did with season 1 and doing like a rewatch with guests and having everyone on before the release of what we hope is going to be season 3
soon.
In the first quarter of 2025.
Is that what we're hoping for?
That's what we're hoping for.
Okay.
I've got big dreams that April and May.
Yeah.
March and April.
April, you say.
It like also really works well for me, like life-wise and timing-wise.
That would be cool.
I would really just appreciate if
Amazon could drop that.
Bezos was like, you need a win.
Yeah, just for you.
Here
okay,
you go, babes.
Cool. So everybody go check out Feather and Mountain Pod.
Yeah, you can. It's been about a year since we've updated.
You know what? Good episodes though.
It's
fun, and people can find you doing all sorts of modding and stuff.
Yeah, a little less active these days in Discord, but like love it. Love this fandom still. I think I lurk on Twitter.
Cool.
But yeah, just
awesome
out here supporting the good podcasts, doing the lights work.
You certainly are. Certainly.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, friends. This was fun.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, and thanks for funding my bourbon whiskey tonight.
It's what I do best.
It's good.
And my weird wine.
Yeah.
The strangest, pulpiest
it was odd.
Wine.
It was an odd bottle of wine. It had stuff floating in it.
There was a man with tattoos on
the bottle. Weird.
It's good.
It's
okay.
That's why you invite me.
Okay.
We'll see if you're back.
Okay. So I'm going to say, before you go ahead and completely misunderstand the entire chapter title, this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Nice. It's part of the pattern.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Fouts, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, The Albatross, and Matt Truss, with music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping people find us. And tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.